We got another Club de Nuit intense man before GTA 6. Let's talk about it. Hello, my name is Extrait and you're watching Smelly Cat, arguably the best place on YouTube for fragrance reviews like this one. No affiliate links, no fake hype, none of that bullshit. At any point in this video, if you feel that I deserve a like or a subscribe, feel free to do that. And if I'm moving too slow for you, change the speed to 1.5 or 2x. Okay, it's 2025. Do we really need another Club de Nuit intense man? Probably not. But I've been a collector of Club de Nuit intense men. If you have more than one Club de Nuit intense man, is it Club de Nuit intense men? Okay, I've been a collector of Club de Nuit intense men since 2015. That's 10 years, one whole decade.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
And I've been a fan ever since that smoky beast mode pre-2017 Club de Nuit Intense Man came to my life. In fact, I had used Club de Nuit Intense Man before anyone had even heard of Armaf. Honestly, 2015, no one knew Armaf back then. Here in the Middle East as well, in Dubai as well, you could find them in small kiosks and in petrol station or gas stations. And that's where I picked my first Club de Nuit Intense Man, the EDT version, for around 70 dirhams at a gas station. A car was being filled. I had to go to the ATM, went inside, checked this out, smelled great, picked it up. 70 dirhams, that's less than $20 for that beast pre-2017 batch. Now that thing was something else. Every single male friend, acquaintance, colleague, enemy that came across that fragrance whenever I wore it either asked me what I was wearing or ended up buying it. Actually, most of them ended up buying the fragrance for themselves. I even remember that a colleague of mine who's now shifted to Canada, she told me that I know which conference room you are in because I can just follow the scent trail and I can find you in the scent she was talking about. And at that point, my collection was very small, maybe 10 fragrances at max. 10, 15, and I used to wear Club de Nuit Intense Man a lot. I went to like 2-3 bottles, and now that I think about it, it's crazy how I didn't value that pre-2017 batch. I should have just stored and kept like 10 of them. I would make so much money now. And the thing is, I wasn't overspraying or anything. 4 to 5 sprays max with that one. Everyone in the room that you are will know that you sprayed it. And that sillage, the projection that had, it was just all over the office whenever I wore that scent. And that's how they hooked me and reeled me in. I've collected almost every single Club de Nuit Intense Man fragrance from that day. I've actually listed down the ones I have. So I have the 105 ml EDT, the old and new version. Very little of the old EDT. And I have the new 105 ml EDT. I have the 200 ml deodorant. Don't ask me why it came in a gift pack. The 150 ml EDP and the 150 ml Parfum, pure perfume. Yes, they're both 150 ml, but they're two different scents. Then I have the old 105 ml limited edition Parfum, which comes in that big box. I would prefer the older one of my favorites from them. And I have a 20 ml CPO, concentrated perfume oil, and then again a non-alcoholic spray as well, so which is not to be confused with the perfume oil. And the only ones I don't have is of course a recent release, which is the National Day edition, the UAE National Day edition, and there seems to be a new release called Absolute. So Club de Nuit Intense Man Absolute, apparently you can get in Dubai duty free. I traveled recently, I didn't see it over there. I did see the other Club de Nuit Intense Mans. See, now don't ask me for a comparison because it's going to be really hard to do. What I will do instead is I'm actually planning to do this mega massive, huge video of everything in my collection that smells like Aventus. I have around 45 scents. It's going to be tough because I have the scents all around the room where I have to pick the 45 that smell like Aventus. They could smell like Hachivat, they could be Hachivat oil, so I'm going to put Hachivat in there as well. Anything that has that Aventus DNA is inspired in some way or is a hybrid of that Aventus DNA, I'm going to put it into one video and let's make it interesting. I'm going to blind test them. I'll get my wife's help. I'm going to blind test them and I'm going to try guessing which each of those fragrances are and also rating them, so that way I'm completely not biased. My wife will just spray them in front of you, and then I will sort of sniff them, give my rating, and see if I can guess which one they are. So let's see how much I get right, and let's see which one in this blind mega testing sniff test gets the most points. And let's see, in this massive 45 fragrances that smell like Aventus test, which one is the one that I like the most. If you want to see that video, honestly guys, this is going to be big, it's going to be massive, it's going to take a lot of time from me. Just comment with Aventus Showdown in bold, Aventus Showdown. I want every one of you to comment Aventus Showdown. If I get enough comments, you know what, even if I don't get enough comments, but do it, I will do that video. I really want to. It's just going to take so much time and effort, because I need to search all around the room for those 45 fragrances. But today is about this iteration. This is Club de Nuit Intense Man Extrait, a new release. This released somewhere towards the end of last year and is available only this year in most markets. This comes in a slightly smaller, cuter 70 ml bottle. What get into the packaging much is actually pretty much similar to what you get, just a smaller box. What you get with the rest of the Club de Nuit Intense Man. Small changes over here. Mine is December 2024 batch, which is made in Dubai, UAE. Let's go ahead and spray this to show you what the sprayer is like on this. Honestly, I was actually expecting this to be a lot more expensive than it actually is. I mean, since it's an extrait, right? But you know what? It's actually more affordable than I thought. In fact, it is cheaper in the US than it is here in the UAE. I picked this for, I think it was 190 or 170 dirhams. The price is around 200 dirhams at the moment, but in the US you can find this for less than $40. So even without going through this entire video, you probably already know that that is a great price to pick this one. You do get a 70 ml. Actually like this cute smaller bottle. It is higher concentration, but in a smaller bottle. Now I've had this for a month now, and I've worn this say around 8 to 10 times. And what I'm going to tell you is based on my experience of wearing this to work, to the mall, traveling with it, and not just in the UAE, in India, and also in Europe. So I've recently worn this in temperatures ranging between 7 to 35 degrees Celsius. So honestly, this version is a lot. Let me waste 2 sprays for you. This version honestly is so much smoother than the rest of the series. It's still got that signature leathery, woody vibe, but this time it concentrates more on the finesse behind that citrus. It has a more refined citrus opening that is missing in some of the other Club de Nuit Intense Man. Also, it has a little bit of tartness from the blackcurrant, that none of the other versions actually capture. The extra concentration does give it a bit of a punch, and it does stand out in comparison with the other version in how strong and intense it is right from the start. For me, the limited edition is the smoothest. This one to me is the closest to the limited edition, not the 2024 one, the previous limited edition, just in terms of the quality and the overall refinement of the scent. But this one is more a punch in your face compared to limited edition, but still retains that smoothness. In comparison to the rest of the series, this one, the Extrait, is much bolder, much more intense. The original EDT can be almost harsh at times, right? There's no hiding that fact, but this one smooths things out while still packing quite a punch. I realized that in the cold, when you overspray this one, the leathery, woody, smoky, birchy aspects of it are more prominent, and spray it a little less when it's hot and the freshness shines a little more. As for the performance, is exactly what you'd expect from an Extrait. It lasts as long as you actually want it to, and maybe a couple of hours more. I get up to 12 hours on my skin, even more. And you know the whole rumor about Extrait's not projecting because they're higher concentration, this doesn't have that problem. This projects as well, crazily in the first 2 hours, crazy. At the moment, this is, and you can quote me on it, this is the strongest Club de Nuit Intense Man you can buy. If you're a fan of Club de Nuit Intense Man and you have $40 to spare, it's going to be one of the better Aventus inspired scents that you pick. If the limited edition is too expensive for you, I would say just go pick this one up. I love that too. That is more citrus focused. This one is more towards the woody, leathery, smoky side. It does almost everything like the limited edition, minus the fancy presentation. Less of the citrus, stronger, punchier, performs better than the limited edition, but focuses on the leathery, woody, smoky, birchy side of the fragrance. Still not as smoky as some of the older Aventus batches, still not as smoky as the older Club de Nuit Intense Man batches, but again it's focusing on the leathery side. Like I said, very, very polished leather in this, just perfect. Like even if you sniff the bottle cap or the sprayer in this one, you're smelling more of that leather. So again, if you want that Club de Nuit Intense Man feel with a little more polish in that citrus up top, but still not focusing on the fresher pineapple citrus side, focusing on that leathery, woody side, go try this one. Stronger projection, longer lasting than the limited edition. In terms of quality, like I said, in terms of quality and smoothness, they're both head to head. Again, to pick between them, I've given you my opinion, but to pick between them, it's going to be a personal call. Do you want something with a bit more punch, or do you want something that is a little more reserved? Whether you want something much fruitier, tartier, more pineapple, more freshness, or you want something darker, woodier with nice strong leather in it. Okay, I spoke a lot, so let me wrap it up for you. First, it's affordable. It's a $40 for an Extrait. Bold, it's intense, it's a much punchier profile, but it still retains its smoothness. It's a lot more refined, and I would say it's on par in terms of quality and smoothness to the limited edition, not the 2024 limited edition, the one before that. It's also long lasting, it's also got great projection, and for me this one is more suited for cooler evenings. The evenings or when the weather is a little cooler, this does much better. I've worn it everywhere. The best was when I was in a couple of places in Europe. This just shone over there. In the heat, not so much. I would say go lesser with the sprays, but when it's cooler in the evenings, even summer evenings actually, this is more of a summer evening, winter, fall evening scent than it is a summer hot, go out in the heat kind of scent. So it will do well in office, no doubt. Go a little easy on the sprays, will do well when you're suited up. But if you want something fresher, something that you can wear in the heat, I would say stick to the EDT and the others. All right, that's it. If you want to know more about it, you still have questions, you know what to do. Just ask me in the comments. As always, thank you for commenting and sharing this video. And until next time, keep smelling amazing.